Should you go over your daily calories to hit your protein goal if you're eating in a calorie deficit diet with the goal of weight loss or fat loss? Are you eating in a calorie deficit and you're really trying to track your calories and track your macros, but you just can't seem to hit your protein goal and stay within your daily calorie goal? Don't worry, in this video, I'm going to answer a question I get on a regular basis from both my online coaching clients and on my DMs here on social media. What's more important, staying within your calorie goal or hitting your protein goal? Stick around after that because I'm gonna explain why this might be happening. Why are you hitting your calories before you're hitting your protein goal? And a few tips on what you can do about it to make sure that you're hitting your protein goal and staying within your calorie deficit in order to see the best results in fat loss or body recomposition. Hi. Okay, we're gonna dive right in, but if you're new here, make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit that bell so you get a notification when I release a new video just like this one every single week. My name is Michelle Roots, kinesiologist, personal trainer, nutrition coach, and fitness and fat loss motivation specialist. I have over 17 years experience in the industry helping people increase lean muscle, decrease body fat, and become the best, strongest, healthiest versions of themselves. And I created this channel because I want to help you as well. Okay, let's get right into it. Should you go over on your calorie goal to hit your protein goal? So let's say you've calculated your calorie deficit to 1,800 calories. Maybe it's the end of the day and you're at your 1,800 calories and you're about 20 grams under on your protein goal. Should you eat an extra snack containing about 20 grams of protein that might be about 150, 200 calories to put you over your calorie goal, but make you hit your protein goal? What should you do? My best advice and the simplest and easiest way to explain it is just stop eating and go to bed. Because as much as I preach on this channel, especially the importance of protein, the importance of quality of food and focusing on your macronutrients, in the end, weight loss and fat loss comes down to calorie deficit. So calorie deficit is king or queen. No matter what, if you want to lose weight or lose body fat, although protein is very, very important, and I'll explain why in a few minutes, you need to stay in a calorie deficit. So that's the easiest way to answer that question. Do not force feed yourself or go over on your allotted calories for the day just to hit your protein goal. Because in the end, we want to burn more calories than we take in to create a calorie deficit in order to drop body fat. So now that we've answered that question, we know that the calories are most important. But why is your protein goal still important? So especially if your goal is a body recomposition, meaning you are eating around maintenance or in a slight calorie deficit in order to increase lean muscle and decrease body fat to appear leaner and stronger, then protein is still very, very important. Especially if you are eating in a calorie deficit, protein is going to be very important because it's what's going to help you either build or maintain the muscle mass that you have. It's going to keep you feeling full for longer, and because of the thermic effect of food. So that is the amount of calories your body burns to digest, metabolize, and absorb the foods that you're eating. Protein has the highest thermic effect of food. So with that being said, calories are most important, but protein is pretty high up there as well. I'm not gonna go over it in this video, but if you wanna know more about your macros for a body recomposition, I talk all about it in this video right here. I'll link that in the description below if you wanna go watch that next. If you wanna know how much protein, carbs, and fats you should be eating if your goal is a body recomposition. And if you wanna know how to calculate your calorie deficit for fat loss in the simplest way, I talk about that in this video right here. I'll also link that in the description below as well. So if you are hitting your daily calories before you're hitting your protein goal, why is this happening? The simplest answer here is you're taking in more calories of carbs and fats than you are for your protein. This is very, very common, and this is something that you learn along the way. And what I preach on this channel and to all of my coaching clients, you're not gonna be perfect, but if you are learning each day from tracking your food and using it as a tool to see where your macros are lying, you can learn from it and continue to improve. Especially if you're just starting out tracking your macros and tracking your calories and really trying to figure all this stuff out. It's not easy. But again, if you are trying to be 100% perfect, it's gonna be even harder for you versus looking at tracking as a tool and an educational tool to see what kind of foods you're eating, what's in the foods, what's the macronutrient breakdown of all of these foods, and how they make you feel, how many calories, what it does to your macro pie chart, and all of these things, and you learn as you go. Or you have a coach like me who can look over your daily food diary and make suggestions onto what you could take out, put in order to stay within your calories and hit your protein goal. So with your tracking being an educational tool, here's a few tips as to what you can do if you're constantly reaching your calorie goal before you hit your protein goal. One, I want you to make sure that you are actually eating enough calories to fuel your body and you didn't set your calorie calorie deficit too low. So you do want to make sure you did the proper calculations based on your basal metabolic rate, your totally daily energy expenditure, and all of the things that I talk about in that calorie deficit video. And that you didn't just say, well, Sally is eating 1,200 calories, so I'm gonna eat 1,200 calories. But then within that 1,200 calories, I'm gonna try and hit 1 gram per pound of body weight. I weigh about 170 pounds, so I'm gonna try and hit 170 grams of protein within my 1,200 calories. That's gonna be very difficult to do while still intaking some form of fat or some form of carbs. So one, make sure that you've calculated your calorie deficit properly. You've allotted yourself the right amount of calories and the right calorie window. And if you don't know how to do that, just go check out all the videos on my channel. I break down everything for you. And then after you have all of that in place, you're continuing to track. If you have a day where you reached your calorie goal before you hit your protein goal, all you're gonna do is go into your calorie tracker app and you're gonna look at your day. So you're gonna say, which foods did I eat today that were higher in carbs, which ones that were higher in fats, and maybe that were higher in calories. So one thing, fats do add up very quickly and they can tend to be higher in calories. So you can look at that, you can look at your carbs, and I'm not saying we're gonna cut them out completely, but maybe you could decrease the portion size of a certain carb. So for example, if you had a whole avocado at lunch, maybe you wanna cut that down to half or a quarter of an avocado. So you're still getting some good fats, but that's gonna cut out quite a bit of calories. And then where can you increase the portion size of what you had as your protein? So say you had chicken with your avocado, maybe you only had half a chicken breast. Now you can increase the portion size of that chicken breast, so you're getting more protein, decrease the portion size of the fat. That's going to decrease the calorie count for that specific meal, but increase the protein. You can do the same for your breakfast, and that's how you play around with things. What I often tell my clients is if you had a day like that, don't worry. It's just a day, move on, forget about it. Use it as a tool to learn. Don't think, well, I failed. I didn't hit my protein goal. I went over on my calories, whatever it is. Progress, not perfection. So use it as an educational tool. And that night, you're gonna look at your calorie chart, you're gonna look at your macros, and then you're gonna pre-plug in your food for the following day. And that's when you're gonna start playing around with things to see where your calories are lying. And what you're gonna do is based on what you eat today, you're gonna modify that by increasing the portion size of protein or finding a low calorie, high protein snack that you can add in the following day to stay within your calorie goal, but hit your protein goal. Hi. Mompreneur life. With that being said, I've got a whole bunch of videos already on my channel talking about low calorie, high protein snack options, high protein vegetables, how to hit your protein goal, all kinds of stuff. Here, I'll link all of those videos in the description below if you want more ideas on high protein foods to help you hit your protein goal, but stay within your calorie deficit. There you go, guys. I tried to keep it short and sweet and right to the point. Conclusion of the video, don't go over on your calories just to hit your protein goal. But if this happens on a regular basis, let's get into it and use it as an educational tool as to find out why we keep hitting our calories before you hit your protein. Remember, you don't have to be perfect every day. And if you have a day like this, you didn't fail, don't worry about it. Even people who've been tracking for years and years and years are still gonna have days like this. It's totally normal. But what the key is that it doesn't continue to happen. Use it as an educational tool. Just remember, progress, not perfection, and consistency about 80% of the time. You don't have to be perfect 100% of the time. Over a long period of time is going to get you further than trying to be 100% perfect 100% of the time. It's very, very difficult to do, and it's not as sustainable. Or if you need any help with your nutrition, with your calories, with your macros, or your body recomposition journey, including your workouts, feel free to check out the link below to learn more about my online fitness and nutrition coaching program. I'll also put a link below to my free calorie deficit guide and my free high protein foods guides if you need a reference to help you on your journey as well. And as always, I hope this was helpful. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next week.